And the first thing I'd like to do today, besides introducing myself, is say thank you to Corinda for actually sharing today's broadcast ahead of time. Thank you for that. And if you are joining us now, welcome. This is Broadcasting to Your Community, September 2nd, 2019. And I am Stephen. I'm based in Wiltshire in England, and I'm one half of Broadcasting to Your Community. David Burrows is the other half. Debbie was broadcasting early this afternoon, and I'll give you a link to the broadcast for the Labor Day Parade shortly. But the first thing I want to say, as I'm on David's page, is to bring up the agenda and say hello, Sarnia, Ontario. If you're watching from Sarnia, welcome to the show. And in fact, if you're watching anywhere in the world at the moment, welcome to the show. And this is Building Your Community with Stephen, because there ain't no David today. I'm just checking my phone. Got an alert through. I'll check that out later. So, welcome. And if you're watching, please comment, then I know who's here, and we can get on with the show. So, thank you for joining me. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I know I'm the UK side of things, is I'm going to bring up my phone on screen and tell you yet again, we could be heading for an election in the UK. Boris Johnson is in discussions with his cabinet at the moment amid the Brexit battle. Now, this is about community. This is a UK community. We voted in 2016. We voted 52% to leave the EU, 48% to remain. The battle is still going on. We haven't left. We should have left on the 29th of March. We're supposed to leave on 31st of October. And our new Prime Minister has said we will leave on the 31st of October, come hell or high water. And of course, 48% of the country don't agree with that. We tend to be the vocal part of the situation. And for that reason, it ain't over yet. It ain't over until we actually leave. So that's the politics at the moment. And of course, we have two prime ministers. Sorry, let me adjust that. All this is coming from the BBC website. So thank you to the BBC. One of our ex-prime ministers, of whom you may have heard, Tony Blair, is advising Jeremy Corbyn that he should now not want an election because he's going to lose. In fact, we don't know who's going to win. Okay, so come back to me and we'll look at the phone in a moment. So just let me switch over on the phone whilst we're here, and I can tell you at the moment, I'm in Devizes in Wiltshire in England, and it's 18 degrees, mostly cloudy. I can agree with that, but it's not going to rain till tomorrow night, all of which is good news for everybody who's actually in Devizes in the UK. Devizes is about 20 miles from Stonehenge. It's about 20 miles from Salisbury and 20 miles from Avebury, sort of a golden triangle. And there's lots to see and do here, a part of which is to if I check here, is to actually go and see this. I'm going to go full screen. You'll still be able to hear me. I'm going to try and turn the phone sideways, and hopefully that will work. And I'm actually going to play the video. This is where we were yesterday. And this, if I can press play, will be good. This is Stonehenge. And we're very fortunate to have this on our doorstep. It means that we can visit whenever we want, and it is a sort of magical, mystical place, and it's on everybody's to-do list when they actually visit the UK. I'm just going to fast forward on the video, and hopefully this will work, and you'll actually see it starting in a minute to give you a view of Stonehenge and some of the visitors who were there yesterday. Now, one of the reasons for actually shooting video is to tell a story, and that's basically what it's all about. So I'm going to take that off the screen now, come back to me, and go to the agenda. Now, David and I are all about building community, and that is our forte, is actually getting people involved in what we do when we're live. And I'm hoping that Facebook will be kind, and we'll actually be joined by some viewers, more viewers shortly. In the meantime, I'm going to carry on. Now, one of the things that's going on at the moment is, sorry, that was the mobile phone screen share, and I did that using AirDroid. And airdroid.com, if you go there, you'll actually be able to download the software. It's for Windows and for Mac, and you can screen share your desktop quite easily, as I did a moment ago. Right, now one of the things that we're actually testing today is the video stability. If I could spell, just a minute, just let me alter that to stability and take it off screen and bring it back. This is one of the joys of actually being able to edit whilst you're live, is if you make a mistake, you can actually quickly correct it. I'm just going to see that we are live, and I can close that tab now and save resources. Now what I'm checking is that the video quality today is HD, which is what it should be. So I'm going to run for a little while, and we'll see how it goes. Now, of course, when David's with me, we can talk for England and for Canada, and we just spark off each other. The conversation just flows. When you're presenting a show on your own, different story. You've got to be prepared. You've got to have an agenda. I've got an agenda at the moment, but if you want to join me on camera, then I'm going to copy the link, and the link to join me, I've just posted, and it will appear in a moment on the page. Now, the thing about that, we're actually on David's page, which is the show with David Burrows, and you can switch over to the show with David Burrows, and then I'll be able to see your comments live. Other than that, the link to join the show is there, and you can join me as a guest. So you just need to click that link, and you'll be in the show. Take that off. Okay. So we've got problems in the UK at the moment with the EU, but not that bothers us. Right. The one thing that I did notice today is community, building community, and a lot of the communities are actually Facebook groups. I noticed a heading today: when you actually edit a live video post, then there's new option. It's not working yet, but it soon will be, and you can actually share your video to a Facebook group. Now this means that when you go live, it will go live in the group at the same time. Now I don't know whether this means comments will be integrated or not, but it is a great step forward. We've always been looking for software that will allow us to broadcast into groups as well as to our pages. Now the key here is that the group has got to be tied in with your page. So in other words, it's got to be a linked group. So if you want to broadcast into groups, now's the time to actually go around and find the groups that might be of interest, not only to you, but your content may be of interest to the people there. And you can then, when you go live, share directly into the group. Great step forward again. Facebook well, they're on the ball, really. We know that they're watching everything that we do. And in this particular case, the ability to actually share live to a group gives you a wider audience. Now, I was talking about this with Anita and Dolly last week, about the need, if you're building community, one of the best ways to do it is through a Facebook group. And if you have a Facebook group attached to your page, then you're actually building an audience, and it's a permanent audience. People join groups, but they rarely leave unless you upset them. So as long as you're social and respectful, then people will join your group and stay. And if you can go live into the group when you go live on the page, and all you need to do is fill in the box that I've indicated over there, it's simple and straightforward. And it means that you get additional people actually watching your show. So I'm going to do that as soon as Facebook release it. So great step forward in terms of the show. Now, I think that today's show is being hidden somehow, because the other thing that Facebook are in control of is our reach. In other words, how many people can actually see our shows. And one of the ways that we've been getting around this is by actually using messenger bots. And whenever we've gone live on our page, 10 minutes before, we've sent out a broadcast message to everybody who's signed up and telling them that we're going live in 10 minutes. Here's the link to join. Here's the link to catch the replay. Here's the link to join me on screen. In other words, information about the show, as we've been able to send that out 10 minutes before the show, and people get notified. And if you're online at the time, then you're actually going to join the show. Now, this has been fantastic. It works. We know it works. If we send out a broadcast before the show on Facebook Messenger, then we get additional viewers. We get additional people watching us whilst we're live, and it just simply works. However, we're not the only people who have actually been using it, and I'm not going to, well, marketers have been using this feature as well. And the problem with that is that Facebook stepped on it and said, right, okay, these are the rules. And now it got to the stage where in January next year, January 2020, they will actually stop people from sending out broadcasts. So David will not be able to tell you before he goes live without paying. And that is a sea change in terms of actually attracting an audience, keeping an audience, because if you can't send out a broadcast 10 minutes before, how do you let people know that you're going live? At the moment, if you're signed up to a page and you've got see first, there's a possibility that when we go live on David's page, you will actually be notified. But the odds are against it because Facebook doesn't notify everybody. So again, we've got a problem, because if you don't get notified about a show, you don't get a reminder about the show, how are you going to know the show is live? And what happens then is that the viewership of the show goes down. Now, we know from past experience that if a show starts with 4 or 5 people watching, more people will come to see. If, like I have at the moment, nobody watching, then there's a problem, because you can't attract new viewers at all. And I'm aware that today is Labour Day, so happy Labour Day to our friends in Sarnia, Ontario. We can't attract your attention today because you're busy, you're on holiday. So that's one thing. The other thing is that Facebook are not telling anybody about it. And as messaging is going to stop, or broadcast messaging is going to stop in January, we're left with the problem. How are we actually going to contact people? How are we going to let you know we're live? But we have the answer. The answer is this. Because basically, you can now go live in a group. So now is the time to actually start building your community in a group that's attached to your Facebook page, so that when you go live, people in the group will get notified. So that's what I'm doing. I've got a group, it's called the Live Video Squad, and I'm bringing that group to be more active, and I'm going to be broadcasting into there. As soon as that feature is working, I'll be broadcasting live into the Live Video Squad. when I go live on the Be Live in 5 page. And that's the thing to do, is to actually build a group, make it an active group, post at least once a day, and encourage conversation within the group. And that's another step forward, because if you've got the group, then you've got an audience. And if you keep everybody involved, informed, and entertained, then when you do go live, they will join in. Now, one thing I do hope, fingers crossed, is that when Facebook do introduce this ability to go live in a group at the same time as you go live on a page, that they actually combine the comments into one, so that you can either comment on the page, comment in the group, and the comments are aggregated so that we've got one long conversation. And I can see that people are hopping in and out of the show. Thank you for that. So that's that. Now, as I said earlier, David was broadcasting earlier today, and I'm just going to try and get to the link. Okay, David's show. Yep. So this is David's show. He was broadcasting the Labor Day parade, and you can actually see it there. You can watch the replay. And I think from memory, the 38 different organizations involved, 3,500 people, and David was set up. He had one camera which was looking at him, one camera which was looking at the Sarnia Town Hall, and another camera which was looking down the street. So he got 3 cameras at work, and they actually covered the parade very well, because I was sat there watching and enjoying. It was like as close as you can get to actually being there. So congratulations to David on actually broadcasting that today. And he's been very busy and establishing his reputation as the person who's actually promoting Sarnia to the world. Okay, so I'm just going back to my I said they were actually checking video stability on this broadcast. I can notice that my signal's going up and down, so it'd be interesting to see what effect that has on the broadcast. And okay, we've done Labor Day. Okay, now I mentioned a moment ago, if I bring my phone back online, that I'll go there or there. All right, okay. Okay, and just scroll to something else. Where can we go? Let's go there and back. What you can actually do, if I go there again, is that video was on my phone. And what I've been able to do is to actually transfer that video from my phone to my desktop. And to do that, I use a program called, so this is transferring video. It's going to scroll. It's one of the scrolling things. And it is going to scroll. Transferring video from mobile to desktop. And this is true of Mac or Windows. You can use AirDroid, which we mentioned earlier, and AirDroid allows you to just transfer video from your phone to your desktop, so you can actually show it within the broadcast, and you can do that at the click of a couple of buttons. And I mean, the software, the more I see of it, the more I know I can make good use of it. So AirDroid is the system that allowed this video to be transferred. And I'm just going to click on the video, go towards the end, and go back and pick another video. Hopefully, nope, that's closed it. And we're now on my phone. So I'm going to turn my phone around so you can actually see it. And there you go. And because my phone is live, I can go anywhere and show you what I see on Facebook. And the thing I love about Facebook is that it's different for everybody. Now, with 5,000 contacts, I can see pretty well what's going on, not just in my own area, but around the world. And I'm just scrolling through pictures here on Facebook. So this is Facebook on Facebook, and see if we can find anything of interest. As the stars, and I've stopped it. Okay, so I'm just scrolling through, and that was Dolly of Anita and Dolly, or Dolly and Anita, and there we are. We can actually watch Owen Emsath live, or he was live. So AirDroid is magical. It allows you to transfer files between your mobile and your PC. It also allows you to actually watch your mobile output live. So take that down. Okay, so that's AirDroid, which is my app of the day, app of the week, really, because it does make life a lot easier. What I've done is the videos, I'm just going to stop Owen is to one side. What you can do is, I was at Stonehenge yesterday, as I've just told you, and you can actually download the videos. And then there's another program which I'm making great use of at the moment called InVideo. And they're going to bring that up on the screen. InVideo is a short video creation system, so you can actually create videos up to 10 minutes long. And with it, I've actually been creating short videos, and I can actually, perhaps, if I go to the InVideo page now, bear with me a moment, I'm just doing something behind the scenes, because what I'm going to do live on air is I'm going to sign into InVideo. I'm going to download a video, and I'm going to play it for you on screen. Now, this is part of the show tomorrow with Fonz, where the show is called I Live Here, and we actually go around and about and visit different places around the UK, around the world, as people send videos into us. And I've used InVideo to actually bring 10 short clips together. And I'm going over to my projects on InVideo now. In fact, what I can do is I can screen share. So I'm going to screen share a Chrome tab, and I'm going to take myself off screen, bring the tab up. Okay. So the tab's now on screen. I'm going to switch my camera off, and I'm going to walk you through InVideo, because InVideo is a video creation system, and what we can do is create short videos. And I'm going to download this video. So it's now downloading, and whilst it is downloading, I can actually show you what InVideo can do. InVideo has 3 ways of creating a video. First one is to convert your script to a video. So you can give it a script, and that's sort of a story. You tell a story in text. Then you can bring that story to life. The other thing you can do is use the ready-made templates, or you can actually build your own video. So 3 ways to actually build a video from 2 to 10 minutes long. Okay, so my video is currently downloading, I hope, and in a second we'll be able to switch my camera back on. Might be an idea. You can still hear me, but you can't see me, and as I'm broadcasting to nobody, then it's not a problem. So there's the InVideo site, and if I go back one, I should have been downloading a video. I'm just going to check that the video is actually there, and I'm going to download the video by going backwards, and hopefully this will work. Not all things work whilst you're live, has to be said, but I'll be able to use this video for training purposes. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to my projects. That's probably the best place. And this time, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm going to hit the download button and download the video. And in a second or two, it should be downloaded. So let's download it. And it should start downloading. Yes, it started downloading. Okay, so that's step one. I'm downloading the video, and what I'm then going to do is I'm going to play the video. Now this is a raw footage, and it is taken with my camera, transferred to my desktop via AirDroid, and then I've actually brought it into InVideo. And I'm actually stitching 10 videos into one. Now, before the show, I did the first 5. In the morning, I shall do the last 5, and then I shall put a soundtrack on, and then I will put a voice track on. So you would have sound music and sound me on the video, and I should be able to show you that tomorrow. But today, what I can actually show you is this. I'm going to go and play a video. And I'm going to my Explorer at the moment, and it's going to respond. I know it is. And I'm going to close that, and I'm going to go over to my D drive, to podcasts, and load the InVideo. Okay. So now, by screen share, I'm going to stop sharing that screen back to me. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share screen again, and this time I'm going to share the InVideo video and press play. Now wait a minute, before I do that, I need to bring it up on screen. I need to hide my camera, and then I need to press play. Now, there is no sound with this, but this is my visit yesterday to Stonehenge. And it was a beautiful day, but once you got up to the henge, it was quite windy. So if I'd included the audio on this, then you would have heard the wind in the background. I don't know the gentleman who's walking across camera now, and I'm actually practicing for the show tomorrow. But this is Stonehenge, live yesterday. For information, I've got a Zion gimbal and an Android phone, and I combined the two to actually shoot this video as I'm actually walking around Stonehenge. Now, in order that I didn't get distracted, Angelica sat down at the entrance to this part of Stonehenge, and I was able to go around with the camera, and from several different locations around the henge, I was actually able to film live what was actually going on. And the idea is that bring this together with InVideo, and then create a short video giving you an overview of what it's like to be at Stonehenge if you've not been. Stonehenge is in Wiltshire in England. It's about 20 miles from where Angelica and I live, 30-minute drive. And it's a pleasure to go there. We go there 2 or 3 times a year just for the walk, because it's a beautiful walk through the forest and through the meadows as you approach Stonehenge. And Stonehenge gets bigger and bigger as you're actually walking along, and then eventually, I can't show you in this video, but you'll see it in the completed video, what you actually get is you can almost touch the stones. Now, you can't normally touch the stones, you're not allowed to, unless you're Bill Clinton or President Obama. I think both of them have actually been able to touch the stones. So I'm going to stop sharing again, switch my camera on, and come back to me. So using video to tell a story is a combination of things. So I've used AirDroid, I've used InVideo, In video allows me to stitch the 10 videos into one, to put music on and to put voice on as well. So that at the end of it, you've got, well, you've got basically a video. Now, in the same place, what I'm going to do by the same method is hopefully if I go, okay, well, should I go there? Let's see what that is. Okay, that's a test, so we don't want that. And don't want that. So I'm coming back to me. I'm just experimenting. I'm going to go off to my hard drive and hopefully be able to bring up if I can find it. This is one of the things, being able to find things is not always easy. I'm just going up trying to find a video, and if I find the video I will show it to you. I'm just going up the page, and this is the joy of broadcasting with nobody watching. I can do what I want, and breaking news. I've got to come back for a breaking news story. Let's go to stop sharing that and go back to AirDroid again and switch AirDroid on, because this is the beauty of having the phone, is that I can go to, just give me a second, go to the BBC News website. Okay, I'm just flicking through to find the BBC News. It's there. Go back and okay, now I just had breaking news which the BBC doesn't seem to have caught, and the breaking news is, and I'll share screen at the moment, coming back to here. So I'm going to share screen. I'm going to share my phone, and okay, I'm going to bring that up on screen. Breaking news, and I'm waiting for the BBC News to actually update, but I saw it flash across my screen, is that our Prime Minister is going to speak to the nation later today. So I wish I could find that. Wonder if it's on Facebook. Okay, so breaking news. Our Prime Minister is going to talk to the nation. Looks like he's going to call a general election. Well, anything can happen in the UK at the moment. We're in a bit of a quandary, in a bit of a mess. So hopefully we'll get some clarity later today. Now, speaking of today, and speaking of community, if I just take that off screen, I am actually involved in twinning. See if I spelt it right. Twinning, yes, okay. Community is important, and the relationships between communities more so, especially between countries. Now, in the 1960s, and I'm talking now before colour television, before mobile phones, before the internet, before any of that, in 1960s, what they wanted to do was to actually build relationships between communities. The government of the UK and the governments of France and Germany got together and they put a public body together to actually oversee this. And the public body in the UK suggested that the town in which I live, which is Devizes, should twin with Weiblingen in Germany. Now, principles of twinning are simple and straightforward. We also twinned with Mayenne. So we twinned with Weiblingen in Germany, Mayenne in France. And every 3 years we visit each other. Now, it's a visit with a difference. We don't all fly out there and arrive in Mayenne and all of a sudden we're at a hotel. What actually happens on a Friday is that we set off from the UK, and this year we're setting off at 3 in the morning. And we are actually getting the ferry from, from down south across to France, and then we're going to coach drive to Mayenne, So the whole journey is going to take about 12-15 hours. And then we arrive in Mayenne and we'll be greeted by our friends who we've made over the years. And then we go to stay with them over the weekend. So we're with them on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we're not staying in a hotel. We're actually living as the French live. And in 2 weeks' time, we will be in France, Angelica and I, with the rest of the twinning team and other twinning members. And we will actually be spending that time learning more about France. Now, this is against the backdrop, the political backdrop of problems with the EU. So it is a situation which is, to say the least, difficult. Now, I'm chairman of the twinning committee, and my task over that weekend is to sort of promote the Entente Cordiale between the three nations, between Germany, France, and England, and the UK, Great Britain. And this year is going to be interesting because we're about to leave the EU. Now, the EU is not Europe. Europe's still there. Europe, as France and Germany, is still there. It's physically, people are there. So twinning will go on long after the EU debate is resolved. But it does mean that we do get to know people, and we're visiting friends, Isabel and her family, over the 3-4 days, and there'll be celebrations. They do know how to celebrate in Mayenne, and there'll be a grand gala dinner on the Saturday night, and we'll be shown around Saturday around the local area and the municipality, and basically find out what's going on in Mayenne. And then on the Sunday, we will be taken out by our hosts and wined and dined during the day. So it's a great 4 days. And if you've got a twinning committee anywhere near you, and I know that there are many twinning committees actually in existence, then what I would say is get involved. It's a great way to meet people from different nations, get together, enjoy each other's company, speak their language if you can, speak English if you can't. But the languages of the weekend will be French, German, and English. I'm fortunate to be able to understand all three. I can't say I can speak all three, but I can understand all three. And I am looking forward to a very good weekend in Mayenne in 2 weeks' time. So, coming back to my agenda. So that's twinning. Talked about twinning, and I'm just checking the time. I'm doing well. I've been waffling for 37 minutes without a problem. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through my agenda and see if I've missed anything. If you are watching, but you're not on David's page, then thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. I can't see your comments. I will respond afterwards, I do assure you. This is all about community. It's about getting to know each other better. Watching the news to see, we just got election discussions at number 10, so no further news on number 10. Just bring that up on the screen. So no further news at the moment. This is from the BBC website. And of course, the next thing that actually starts this week, as I scroll down, is cricket. It's the Ashes this weekend. This week starts on Wednesday, and that's England versus Australia cricket. And I'm quite looking forward to that because it's 1-1 in a 5-match series, and England are set, possibly, to actually win the series and retain the Ashes. The Ashes they've been playing for since forever, and it's a trophy that's swapped between the two teams. Okay, now I can see that with it being Labour Day in Sarnia in Ontario, that this is going to be decidedly quiet. I've managed to do 40 minutes. If you got this far, thank you. If you are watching, thank you. I'm going to go back to me. And for now, I'm going to take my leave of you. I will be back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern, with I Live Here with Fons Chamberlain. And we will be visiting, well, you know we're visiting. We're actually visiting Stonehenge. So if you want to know more about Stonehenge, then join us tomorrow. If you want to know more about Cambridge, join us tomorrow. If you want to know more about the UK, join us tomorrow. So that's 2 p.m. in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern. This has been Stephen Healey From Wiltshire in England, Blubbing for Britain is on Thursday at 10 o'clock. I've been blubbing for Britain today. Thank you, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.